Hello there, fellow soldiers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship. Episode 10, a Seaside Hunting Retreat. Man, Breach Axes is so good at clearing those. Just bonk bonk. The other thing about Breach Axes is they have massive bonus damage to constructions. So they're so good at clearing turrets. Another blast door. Okay. Completely worthless blast door. Got it. Another robot. So you can kind of see the setup of like one shield bout, two gunners. I mean, you can obviously change it up, but like you definitely want the first person through a door to be shield belted because of how many shooters there are in facilities. Oh, this should be left open because of how many turrets and shooter robots there are. Very, very, very important to have shield belters be ready. So at this point, we're done with the southern section. I'll have everyone take a little meal break, pop open the chem cans, and haul the chem back. Oh, you are forbidden from leaving? So let's fix that. Cool. So we have 150 chem fuel. I'm just going to leave the 9. 9's not enough to bother with. So we just have this section of this ruin. These potentially have stuff in them, so I'll hit up those two before I leave. But I don't suspect that they're going to be anything amazing. Power is out. Well, it's a wonder that I brought chem fuel, isn't it? Get the power back on. I didn't even notice, because, you know, well, 'twas busy. Let's turn off our biofuel refinery. We are in grid excess. Well, no, that's not true. What? Let's turn off the electric, There we go. Now we're in grid excess. Sort of. I guess with all the combat, I can turn off all of the, lab equipment, and that will save a lot of power. So, if there are blank spaces in these ruins, here, there's nothing in them. If they don't have doors, they aren't a thing. There's nothing to be missed. Alright, once we have managed our needs for the day, we'll head on out. I'm even going to eat 5 meals for the others. I know we're almost out of food. Looking at the wildlife, I don't think there's any fresh wildlife here. We just need to, like, wrap this up and get leaving. So, filling up that recreation. Finishing this conversation. And muster here. How much longer? Oh, 5 seconds. Never mind. I was like, ooh, we still have marksman command. Not really. Well, the new throne room is really coming together. Looking pretty nice with all that fine flooring. You need to get that done. We got a component and steel box. I always check the... Oh, you have wake up. I don't really care. I always check the corpses to see if they have, like... Uh-oh. So there's lots of goodies here, but there's a hunter trap that I'm gonna want to, like... And a wasp trap. So let's deal with the wasp trap first. I think wasp traps are more dangerous than hunter traps. Where are you going? Don't go in there. Okay. Wasps are done. So if he's hauling all the way down here, there just must not be blocks. Which means Ink is running. I don't actually know why he's not stone cutting. Oh, because this was basic orders. Never mind, I know why. All right. Hunter trap next. It missed the stabs, so it does nothing. And then we're going to have Atla pop these open herself while we get ready for the last room here. So, a bunch of grab light panels. I like it. Very nice. 200 panels. I love it. Alright, then the last section is the ruins up here. I kind of doubt there's anything spicy here, because these kind of ruins generally don't have much, but I'll check. So if I zoom all the way out, yep, there's no more hostiles there, so I don't really need to worry about who goes in there and who doesn't. Nothing. There's a safe. Maybe with a map? With a map. A map of ancient soldiers that will lead us to a unique weapon. Generally. Another safe. An architect arm. Nice. That is awesome. Well, Liara, you want an arc arm? I mean, obviously, it could go to Ink, but I'm not going to put it in a slave. That's just dumb. So, probably Liara? Although, Breakfire, what is your medicine at? 7. Breakfire might want more, like, medicine training before he tries that. This is the last room. And another safe. Oh, an arc seed. That is awesome as well. Alright, you can't do hauling. Ink. Go haul the arc arm. So that seed makes fertile soil. And can even make fertile soil on like asteroids and stuff. Pretty awesome. Breakfire could use the arm, his right arm. The thing is, he doesn't do a lot of... I think it would be best to... Like, so one reason is to put it on Atla. Because Atla is a brawler and would benefit from it. Same with Mag, I think, is also a brawler. Right? So they could benefit from super good brawler arms, I guess. I can poll about who gets it. So, we have the ability to leave, right? We're basically done here. Where are we going to next? Gravcore? So the Gravcore is like a tiny hop west. We could also potentially go to the ruins. I'm going to see if the ruins are in range. Is everyone... Yeah, everyone's on the boat. Okay, let's see if the ruins are in range to see if it's even an option to pull on. The ruins are in range. So I could also go to ruins. It's worth noting, the Gravcore, the Mechanoid platform Gravcore, typically is pretty spicy in terms of difficulty. I could also go to the item stash. What item stash is this? Is this the... No, I want the 9 days left. Oh, no, this is reinforced barrel. I don't want that. The third option I'm going to do is somewhere to hunt a lot. Because we are very low on food. So one of the problems of going to either the Grav Core or the ruins is neither are going to have a lot of meat or meat potential. Because this is an arid shrubland, and then the orbital platform, of course, isn't really going to have any food. Okay, overwhelmingly, you guys go somewhere where you can hunt a lot. I think that's very reasonable. So, let's launch, because there's really, I don't see a good reason to stay here any longer. Now, if I am jumping, the one thing I will say is I want there to be slate on the map tile so I can complete the throne room. So let's find a very close by zone that has, so increased animal life and slate. Hell yeah. That works for me. Do you know if they have updated the chem fuel cost to leave the planet? No. Not really. If you want to get to an asteroid, make sure to be directly under it. So, for instance, like this asteroid here, if you were like here on the map tile, it would be like 30 chem fuel to get up there. So position yourself directly underneath something in space to make it cheaper. All right, we've got steel, a lake, more steel. So maybe I'll be near the lake and the steel. There does indeed seem to be a lot of animals. And of course, these animals aren't Scoria afflicted, which is nice. There's also steel and gold here. So maybe I'll land around here. This will work. If I back my ship up a little bit more, I can have a private cove. This cove is like protected because this is deep water. Even better. What about those farming plots? We're nomadic. So... Oh, those, I know what you mean now. They're guarded by like 20 people apiece. And we have 2 shooters, so the ratio is wrong. All right, the purpose of landing here is so that we can refill our food stocks. Also, it's wooded, and we can make tons and tons of chem fuel, too. And that should help a lot. Sounds like I'm underestimating my glorious God Queen. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. With all this new gold, I think a grand throne is in order. How close is Mag? Mag's closeness is immaterial when she's paralyzed for 9 more days. I think she's like just about ready to be recruited. Yeah, resistance of 3.5. But it's the paralysis that is really the hang-up. I hope a trader comes by. So question. Who gets the arm? Liara, Breakfire, Outlaw, or Mag. It's not going to a slave. So the disadvantage of Liara is I don't have anyone else to really do the surgery. Breakfire surgery success chance is 75%, so it's a bit of a gamble. Whereas Liara's surgery success chance is 92%. Far less of a gamble. And, but like ultimately, you know, whoever you want is good. Alright, we are definitely filling up our meat supply, which is awesome. Even Liara's cutting stone. I mean, it's allowed. But I think I'll have her... Wait, did I see flirting? No. Alright, looks like you guys want Mag to have it. I'm gonna... If it is indeed going to Mag, I'm gonna wait for Mag to become a full-fledged colonist before I commit to that. I don't want her to, like, have some sort of, like, prison break with something expensive like that, you know? I think that makes sense. Alright, making some minor changes here to sort of min-max the ship a bit better. And our food stocks are climbing. I will bother hunting things like Boomalope, Mega Sloth, Rhinos when they don't pose an immediate threat to us. To really stock up on food. Where to next? Gravcore. Orbit. Towards Asteroid. So the towards Asteroid I'm including because if and when we want larger engines, we are going to need to probably go to this asteroid, Quatre Satellite, so I can try to position myself underneath the asteroid to make it easier. Or other, my choice. If you don't like these three choices, I'll just choose something else. Alright, having Liara's research bench back on. So you can plug away back on the research. The throne room is nearly ready to go. And then these cutouts here was so that I could increase the amount of chem gen power that I have available to me. Not that I necessarily will keep the generators on at all times, but it will give me the option of flicking on a lot more generated power if I need. And they're tucked out of the way, because I think eventually I'm going to phase these two out, because they're like completely in the middle of everything. I don't think I'm going to be here long enough for the Ambrosia Sprout, so noted, but like I'm not going to zone it. The other thing I could potentially do is to keep the heat generated from these chem gens separate. If I built like a vac wall here, where I could unroof right over the generator and have it outgas where it's not negatively affecting us. Keep that in mind. Alright, looks like you guys want a place of my choice. Got it. Well. I don't want to raid Deuter cities. I'll look around once we're just about ready to go. Did I pick up the Sky Tea? It's a good question. I don't think I did in time. Hell, I don't even think I picked up the beer that I bought. No one ended up hauling it. I didn't, like, micromanage or anything like that. Okay. Grand meditation throne. Done. Maybe a marble throne, because I can't make it out of skulls. But marble is a natural map tile stone here, so marble it is. Well, all of the lovely chemgenning doesn't really help, guys, if you let them run out of power. Yo, get up, you idiot. Alright, I think I'm going to keep all 4 generators on for a bit, just to top up our batteries, and then once the batteries are close to topped, I can turn them back off. My lord, there's so many animals on this map tile. So the throne room impressiveness goal, if you're wondering, if we take a look, eventually at Archon, we'll need it all fine floored, and impressiveness 160, size of 80. So this is not quite as impressive as it needs to be. Of course, there's a lot of additional benefits, but in terms of size, it's 91, so it's 11 larger than it needs to be, which is good. An Imperial Trader. Nice. Awesome. Excited for him to show up, because I have a lot of junk here that I could absolutely sell. And Mag's resistance is now 0. So she is ready to join up as soon as we pressure a little bit. Her bedroom does need to be better before she becomes a Praetor. It needs to be 4 tiles larger than it currently is. Or 5 tiles, rather. Okay, let's see here. Fabrication book. That's useful only once. I was eager to trade with them, but I'm less eager now. There really isn't much that I want to buy or sell. So, shucks. I'll have them hang out, because, you know, they, like, protect the map tile a little bit. And being present. Speaking of which, is there jade here? Besides the jade I brought in? No. Compacted steel, no machinery. And as far as ore goes, I got it all. So there's really only steel left. There's nothing else. I will want to amass a whole bunch of steel. Because when I build the larger engines, they require a heck of a lot of steel. A wet beverage on you? Alright, sure thing. There is bits of jade on that asteroid, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. And Mag has joined. Which means... best quality medicine, architect right arm, and operation. Actually, clean real quick. There we go. Done. She's got an architect arm. So she is also a constructor, so she'll be able to build faster with that, which is kind of nice. But, you know, we primarily give it to her for the murdering people reason. So we're amassing the resources we need to build a grand throne. And then let's go ahead and get the other things that we need in there as well. So I want marble columns. I'll eventually want to research harpsichord and piano, because I know that's going to be a requirement as well. And then we are also going to want the braziers, once the throne is done, moved in, and then drapes as well. So if we take a look at the eventual requirements, and we might as well fulfill the requirements now, but eventually, 2 braziers, all fine floors. 2 columns. You know, just to save space, I'm going to put the columns like that. Back to the requirements. So, Archon. Oh, I was looking... So, all fine, 6 columns, 2 drapes, piano, all braziers must be lit, no work facilities, no beds, no altars, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know. Weird, pointless columns, but, you know, it's just gonna be how it is. Alright, the auto rain just triggered, which is nice. Someone earlier asked if the mannequins would break the throne thing. I don't think so. But mannequins are also ugly. So, they might not break it, but they're not going to be ideal for it either. Mannequins are not like a particularly pretty object, unfortunately. So if you look at the outfit stands like made of marble, they don't have a good beauty. They're like less beautiful than just like leaving the area empty. So I'm not really intending to have a purposely ugly room. I would otherwise get putting your armor in there, but not this time. So once the throne room is set, I also want to expand Liara's room. Now, the maximum size for her room that she'll ever have is 30. So, like... Oh, you know what? Is that... Hold on. Maybe I already have it met. It's Archon. Biggest room is 30 tiles. Oh, you know, it's already 30 tiles. It's 37. So, I guess she can go for her Praetor ceremony as soon as this thing is done. The armor on the mannequin would increase wealth, but not beauty. The things... The total wealth in a room can add to the room's quality. So if we put, like, you know, prestige armor on the walls, yeah, or on the mannequin, it could help. But it's not super helpful. All right, because I don't... Oops. Suspect that there will be a lot of combat here, I'm going to use work drive on Arm so that Arm can build the throne faster. Also, I keep meaning to re-roof the work zones. And then my fuel tanks are... This one's full, and this one is nearly full. Also, my batteries are full, so let's turn off 2 of the gens. It's got to be good. Yep, this is the last of the marble I need for the throne. Here we go. Building the grand throne. I hope it's high quality. That way we can, Well, the other thing that we could do in the meantime is... Let's do this. What I want to do is get... our ideology room ready to go. Because we're suffering mood penalties by not having it. And did I... Oh, I don't yet have the marble for the columns. Shucks. So it's currently undignified, but we're working on fixing that. Ready to launch again? So once we have the marble for the columns, you know, I'm free to launch. I wouldn't mind filling up our meat stocks even more. I mean, they're pretty good, but they could stand to be better. And we have an ancient stockpile. Maybe I'll go there next. Yeah. That's going to be easier than the mechanoid platform. And that works for me. Does the dresser in her bedroom impact beauty? It's a positive beauty. Come on, Sparrow, just die. For real? God, these turrets. Okay, Breakfire, just wake up. I'm stuck in slow mode until this thing's dead. Stupid bird. Yeah, it's a pretty close jump, so the cost will be minimum. It's one of the reasons why I don't want to leave the island, because if there are grav cores here, I'll have to eventually jump back. So it's probably ideal to not leave the island until all the POIs in the island are done. Protecting friends. A Neuroformer sounds nice, but I already have Neuroformer for Royal rank, so it's not a big deal. And they want me to guard 4 people and have raids of this size. The gold? Oh god, and I'll have 7 extra people? Yeah, no, I don't want to feed that. I'm just gonna say no. The combat wasn't the concern, it was the food price, as odd as that sounds. The mink eating a sparrow. Okay. And Liara just got a shoot frenzy. Oh, nice. Yeah, the 3 raids of 17 each is not a big deal because I can use turrets and good positioning to negate a lot of the threat. Plus, I can prep in time, and because RM can cut down or mine really quickly, I can also build like spike traps and things like that. There's a lot of things you can do when you know raids are coming. They're a lot less dangerous because you have a mass amount of time to prepare, like Kevin McAllister, right? So it wasn't the number, it was the feeding them for that long. That was the problem. Because I don't want to have to feed them. Actually, you know what? I take that back. They were going to arrive. These raids were going to stack together. It was 1.5 days for 3 raids, so basically all 3 raids are going to come basically in the same window of time, and that would be horrible. So, I take it back. I'm very glad I just said no. Because ain't nobody needs that many raids all at once. Okay, that is now a dignified room, and what I want to be doing is working on the ideology room now too. We'll get our ideology room there, opposite the bedroom. So altar, lectern, pews. And technically, I can do the Praetor ceremony kind of whenever I want. But I would like Mag to be conscious, because the more people that are assembled for it, the more likely I am to get free honor. So waiting for Mag to be up on her feet will give me more bang for my buck. Alright, here is the Pilgrim altar. Can you have royal ceremonies in orbit? Yeah, I think so. No, maybe not. I know, like, you can't call in friendlies in orbit sometimes, like your royal, permit stuff. You couldn't call, like, a trooper squad in orbit, for instance. So there is some limitations about what you can and cannot do in orbit, but I don't have the full list memorized. He's pulling a bit of an all-nighter, but it'll be worth it. I'm actually surprised it's as cold as it is on the ship right now. There we go. So we have got our pilgrimage room. Nice. Okay, I think it's time to capture the heat from our exhaust. And here's the trade. I wouldn't mind more herbal meds. I don't know what to get rid of. Poor pants, I guess. That works. Grand Throne still incomplete. Yes. We're still working on it. We're working on a bunch of things. The good news is we have our ideology room, we have our throne room, we have our bedroom, our royal bedroom. So the absolute must things have been built. Alright, once we do a little bit more hunting, because I don't know how much meat there's going to be on this. I mean, it's a coastal, but there might not be a lot to hunt. We'll take off. Why are you breaking? Is your awful bedroom? Here, you want to share a barracks with Breakfire? It's a mediocre barracks. I think you'd be less happy with that. Attack it immediately. Well, this will make someone happy. So, Outlaw, you still have shield belt? Okay, everybody to the ship. Muster. Turrets on. Extra power on. Combat command. And the second group is about the same size. I mean, they outnumber me by like a lot, but I got a big ship full of guns, so... Alright, first group's fleeing. Second group coming in now. Southern turrets off. Pivoting to the north. Great bowers outranged me, but that's fine. Because some of them will have to come close, and they'll get murdered for it. And I'll look for prisoners once we're done slaying these infidels. Look at him, just shot him so hard he dropped his bow. Alright, they should be fleeing any second now. Ooh! Thank you for the drugs! Luring them closer, because I'm not sallying out. They're coming to me. And guess what? Turret's on. Dummies. And they're fleeing. Outlaw got bruised, and that's all that happened. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Pilgrim ship, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow pilgrims.